The city of Accra glittered at night like a jewel. And at the center of it all was Tracy, the woman everyone spoke about. At 27, her beauty was the kind that made people pause mid-conversation. Her almond-shaped eyes held a mischievous glint, and her radiant complexion turned heads wherever she went. Men sought her, women envied her, and she knew it. She carried herself with the arrogance of someone who believed the world revolved around her. Her life was funded by her late mother's inheritance and her father, Mr. Daniels, a retired accountant who adored his only daughter but disapproved of her behavior. Tracy treated humility like a disease, avoiding it at all costs. "Humility is for the poor," she often said, flipping her silky hair over her shoulder. Her arrogance spared no one. Afia Asare, her childhood friend, bore the brunt of it most often. Afia had grown up in the same neighborhood as Tracy but had taken a different path. She worked as a seamstress, stitching out a modest living. Tracy frequently belittled her friend, calling her village girl and reminding her how small-minded she was. "You're still sewing clothes for pennies, Afia. When will you dream bigger?" Tracy sneered during a visit to Afia's shop. "Hard work brings its own rewards," Afia replied patiently, though her cheeks burned with humiliation. Tracy only laughed. "Hard work is overrated. Look at me. I have everything I want without lifting a finger." One Sunday evening, during a family dinner, her father couldn't hold back anymore. "Tracy, your beauty is a gift, not a weapon," Mr. Daniels said, his voice stern. "Papa, not this lecture again," Tracy groaned, rolling her eyes. "You treat people as if they are beneath you. One day, life will humble you, my daughter. Mark my words." Tracy waved him off, sipping her wine. "Papa, please. Money and beauty rule the world, and I have both." Her cousin, Na Afari, sat quietly at the table, biting her tongue. Na, intelligent and ambitious, had always lived in Tracy's shadow. Tracy dismissed Na's academic achievements as boring, reminding her cousin that beauty opened doors that brains never could. Fateful afternoon, Tracy was shopping in one of Accra's upscale malls when she crossed paths with Ma Cynthia, a street vendor selling roasted plantains outside. Ma Cynthia, a widow, struggled daily to provide for her 3 children. As Tracy strutted past, Ma Cynthia's tray of plantains accidentally brushed against her designer dress. Tracy froze, staring at the slight stain. "Do you know how much this dress costs?" Tracy hissed, her voice venomous. "I'm sorry, my daughter," Ma Cynthia apologized, bowing her head. "Sorry won't fix this." Tracy snapped. "You people are why this city is dirty, lazy and careless." Ma Cynthia straightened, her eyes steady. "Beauty fades, my dear, and pride falls faster. Be careful how you treat others." Tracy laughed mockingly. "Save your wisdom for someone who needs it." But Ma Cynthia's words lingered, a thorn in Tracy's mind she couldn't quite remove. That night, after a glamorous date with Yao Wusu, a wealthy suitor who showered her with gifts and flattery, Tracy stormed out of the bedroom to the living room. Ya had criticized her for being too demanding, and Tracy, unwilling to listen, decided to drive herself home. Angry and distracted, she sped through the streets of Accra, ignoring red lights and the honks of other drivers. Her mind replayed the argument with Ya. How dare he accuse her of being shallow? Then, it happened. A truck appeared out of nowhere at an intersection. Tracy slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. Her sleek car skidded and crashed into a crowded market stall. The world went dark. When Tracy woke up in the hospital, her father's weary face was the first thing she saw. "Papa?" she croaked. Mr. Daniels' eyes filled with tears, but his voice was firm. "Tracy, do you know how close you came to dying?" Her body felt strange. She tried to move her legs but felt only one respond. Panic surged through her. Where is my leg?" Her father hesitated, then said softly, "The doctors had to amputate it. They had no choice." Tracy screamed, her voice raw with anguish. Her beauty, her perfect body, her entire identity, shattered. The days that followed were a blur of pain and despair. Ya disappeared, his sweet words and promises vanishing with the reality of Tracy's condition. Former friends stopped visiting, uncomfortable with her new reality. For the first time, Tracy understood loneliness. Her father and cousin Na remained by her side, caring for her despite the years of disrespect she had shown them. One afternoon, Afia visited the hospital. Tracy, ashamed, avoided her gaze. "I heard what happened," Na said gently. "I wanted to see if you needed anything." Tracy burst into tears. Why are you here? After how I treated you? Na smiled. Because that's what friends do. Months later, Tracy had to face the world again. With the help of a prosthetic leg, she began to rebuild her life. But she was no longer the same person. She visited Ma Cynthia, the street vendor, who greeted her with a warm smile. You were right, Tracy said, tears streaming down her face. I was blind. I'm sorry for how I treated you. Ma Cynthia embraced her. Humility comes at a cost, but it's worth it. Use your second chance wisely. She also apologized to everyone she had wronged, including her father, Aphia, and Na. Her story became a cautionary tale in Accra, a reminder that beauty and wealth are fleeting, but kindness and humility endure. And for Tracy, the woman who once believed she had the world at her feet, the lesson was clear: the world is not yours to conquer but to cherish. Don't forget to subscribe and comment for more life-changing tales and hit the like button to support this channel.